Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our final episode of Let's Play Back to the Future, the game. And I must say the first episodes have been just absolutely phenomenal, more than I could have ever asked for. This game has turned out to be amazing, and seriously, I think it's turned out to be one of my favorite Let's Plays this far. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites, and it's quite funny because there's actually a lot of my viewers that aren't so much into this Let's Play, but I tell you, I absolutely love every moment of it. I love all the comments, and I'm just always curious to see what's going to happen next. And here we are finally in our last episode of the game, and I'm really curious to see how it ends and how things develop. We left off in a pretty crazy place last time, so let's get started and see what happens. I hope you all enjoy. Yep, show the goals. Of course, we still have the typical loading screen, something I've never dealt with in any of the episodes. Well, I never corrected, I'd just say. But, here it is, guys. We left off in a crazy place where we broke Edna and young Doc apart. However, alternate 1980s Doc was very upset at us and just had a big disagreement with Marty, and craziness happened. So, hard to explain. Just go watch episode 4 if you haven't already, and it'll make complete sense. I miss this Back to the Future music. It's so soothing. Looks like we're in young Doc Emmett Brown's lab, right where we left off in our last episode. It's like a movie. That's how
Hello?
I feel every morning.
Marty! You're awake! Good!
Doc! Emmett, where are you?
I'm down at the expo. I snuck out early to avoid my pop. If he knew I was about to make a publicly scientific spectacle of myself, he'd hit the roof.
You let me sleep in?
Why didn't you wake me up?
I tried to give you a nudge before I left, but you were practically comatose. How long has it been since you slept?
Aside from being knocked unconscious, I'm not really sure.
Years,
Anyway, I left you back to
decades.
the lab to perform an important mission.
Who knows?
On the table next to my law books, there's a device plugged into the wall.
I think I see it.
Is it glowing?
Yeah, is that good?
Good. It's fantastic. Glowing means my static accumulator is charged up and ready for action. Bring it down to the high school and we'll... Damn.
What?
It's Edna.
But...
Oh no. What the hell's she doing there?
Okay, Emmett, one static accumulator coming up.
Static accumulator check. Well, we're glad to see that young Doc regained his passion for science now that we've broken him and Edna apart, but it's not that easy, is it? Because well, old Doc is pissed off at us. What can I say?
Yeah.
And speaking of,
Jeez, Doc, watch out, you almost ran me over.
Sorry about that, Martin. This vehicle is sometimes difficult to control.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
You did it on
Hey,
purpose,
are you
didn't
okay?
you?
After that argument about Emmett last night,
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Whoa. You sense the attitude in him?
So, how are the time circuits?
Still broken. I've got a few ideas, but I'm occupied with other problems today. So is that what I'm destined to build for the expo?
Yeah, it's a static accumulator. Emmett spent all night building it. Turned out he didn't really need to see Frankenstein after all. He just needed a little push. And some lightning.
Fascinating. I also had an epiphany
God.
last night.
Doc?
I realized that it wasn't Edna that made my life miserable.
Doc!
It was science.
Give it back!
You can't give up science. You love science.
Correction. My younger self loves science. But if Emmett doesn't go through with a demonstration at the expo, his dreams of being a scientist will dim just enough for Edna to step back into his life and steer him down another path.
He's not looking at the big picture here, okay? I understand he cares about Edna. Now he's saying that if he never became a scientist, him and Edna would end up together, and the Hill Valley wouldn't have been as crazy as it was, but they would still end up together. How about Marty, okay? Marty, if he never built the time machine, would have never gone through all of this, and who knows, it's probably caused one of those crazy universe things and kill everybody. I don't know.
Another path? What other path?
I don't know. Architecture, automobile repair, taxidermy. Maybe I'll even pursue a life in law like my father always wanted. As long as Emmett steers clear of science, Edna and I will be free to be happy together.
And what makes you think she's gonna go to you?
You can't want Emmett back with Edna. She used you to turn Hill Valley into a police state.
She used my science to turn Hill Valley into a police state. But if I don't become a scientist, she'll never get the chance to vent her crazy ambitions.
Doc, I'm begging you. You haven't thought this through.
Haven't I? I guess we'll both find out. One thing's for sure. Emmett Brown's life will be a whole lot less complicated without a time machine in it.
No.
This is true. Oh,
What the
great.
hell? Where'd it go?
Where did he go? Grab Emmett's static accumulator. Where the hell did Doc go? Whatever. Obviously, we're not in agreement. There it is. Damn it!
Oh, come on.
Come back.
Here, little static thingy.
Damn! Give me it! Ah! Yep, folks. Yep. Older Doc or alternate Doc and Marty just can't agree on what is right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, boy! Ah!
Whoa! Oh!
Jesus! Personally, I kind of see Doc's point, but I definitely agree more with Marty. I mean, well, it's hard to say because they both have their own lives and they don't know the difference. Like, old Doc, I don't know, it's a mess. It's like, imagine if somebody came into your life and said, hey, I'm from another timeline and you've made it, you don't really exist, you're not supposed to be here. It's like, how are you supposed to react, you know? So I kind of understand both perspectives of it. Welcome to the Hill Valley Expo! To your right, to your left, right in front of you is the slot.
Today. There's a shiny new tomorrow on the way.
And there's her moron and Angry Edna and the cop. Only at the Hill Valley
Just
Expo.
around the bend, my friend, you'll
Look at that
see a
enlightenment
dream or two.
under the
If
sea.
you care
That's
to dream
great.
and dare to dream, your dreams can all come true. There's a world of wonders wander on display. Because the future is coming today.
Not
Welcome.
bad, eh? Not bad at all, but I thought you fired her. I found a loophole. What kind of loophole?
Just a loophole. You're not the only one who's allowed to have secrets, you know.
All right.
Say, don't you have to get that whatchamacallit to Emmett Brown's booth?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, it must took off on me.
Future is coming. It's almost here now. The future is coming. It's getting clear now. The future is coming today.
Beautiful. Fine, Emmett's booth. First, let's talk to everybody on our way
Hey,
there.
Artie.
What do you
Hey,
think?
author.
Quite a setup, huh?
the
Hell
expo?
yeah.
Sure, but I was wondering,
Where's Emmett?
you haven't seen Emmett Brown, have you?
Isn't he at his booth? It's the tall one over there.
Come on, you can tell me. How did you manage to get Trixie her job back? I thought her being Canadian was a deal breaker.
If something's really important to you, you find a way. You ought to know that.
This is true. This is
See you
true.
around.
Peace.
Algae cakes! Miracle food from the swampland! Get your...
How about an algae cake?
Sure thing, mister.
He's selling?
Wait a minute. You're the guy that makes the algae cakes?
Oh my
I thought you
god.
couldn't stand them.
Hey! You're the guy that tried to pick up on my Eunice!
Oh, for the love of...
No algae cakes for you!
Hey, but they're delicious and nutritious, and they do a body good. Ya jerk.
Enlightenment awaits you under
The hell is this?
Excuse me, Mr...
Duto, Jacques Duto, at your
Jacques Stucco. Can I get a ride?
Can I get a ride in that bathysphere?
Certainement, if you've got a ticket.
I don't have a ticket. Damn.
Jacques Duteau, famous diver. So you're some kind of celebrity?
I do not like to brag.
I think that's a little, they're making fun of Jacques Cousteau, which is kind of funny.
See you around.
Peace. Oh god, it's the jerks. It's the
And
jerks.
here he comes, right on cue. No doubt he'll try to talk you out of it, Detective, but you mustn't let your resolution waver.
Hello, Callahan.
The name is Marty, bitch.
What's going on here?
Well, Miss Strickland here seems to think,
You should step aside and let the officer do his duty. Now.
Wow, she's turned into a bitch. Ah, tell ya. One episode she's kind of nice.
Wait a minute,
Next
that's
episode,
Emmett's
I tell ya,
levitator up there.
you really find out the truth these days.
Oh, don't be so modest. I'd say you deserve at least half the credit. It was you who tricked poor Emmett into breaking up with me. It was you who manipulated him into dropping my project in favor of this clear hazard to public safety.
It was my plan to get him back to inventing what he should be inventing. What's your point?
Bitch.
Oh, I think you know exactly what my point is. Emmett's invention isn't going to work, is it? At least not the way poor Emmett thinks it is.
how do you
Of
know
course it
this?
I had a very interesting chat with Carl Sagan
Oh
last
my
night.
god.
I found out who Harry Callahan
Doc.
really is, and where he
What the
comes
hell have
from.
you done,
Is there
Doc?
something you want to tell me, Harry?
Why don't you call him by his real name? Yakov Smirnov,
Thanks a lot, Doc.
an anarchist,
Yakov
a foreign
Smirnov.
agitator bent on sowing chaos and destruction in the Hill Valley Expo.
Well, I guess he likes to
Ed,
protect
you
in
don't
my
believe
name.
any of this bullshit, do you?
Sorry.
He said
Yakov,
bullshit.
but I really don't have a choice.
Very good. And now, arrest this subversive.
Under what charges? You can't arrest me.
Come here.
The hell, man?
Look, here's the thing. I happen to believe this dame's got a screw loose, but she's been getting some clout in town ever since that business with Kid Tannen.
But Emmett's gotta fly that electrokinetic levitator at this demo. His whole future depends on it.
And
my
mine.
future depends on making sure he doesn't. The chief reads her column religiously. Well, if I don't do what she says, she's gonna start a campaign to have certain tainted officers removed from the force.
Shit.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Not unless you've got some dirt on Edna. Something
on
that'll
Edna.
discredit her in the eyes of the law. Well?
Oh god.
I'll dig something up.
You do that. In the meantime, you and young Mr. Brown better... where is he anyway?
I asked you
You haven't
first.
seen him?
Emmett? Has this foreign radical done something to my Emmett?
Maybe you should find him.
Foreign radical?
You're letting
I wish I
him
could just
go?
slap her.
This radical subversive? Just
Shut
like
your
that?
face.
Okay, so I gotta find Emmett. And do something about Edna.
You know what this means, folks? This, my friends, from this moment on, I claim war. Edna's going down, and I'm taking no names. Bitch.